Am I the asshole for divorcing my wife over getting a massage? My soon-to-be ex-wife and I are both in our late 30s. We've been together 12 years, married for 10. We are in a dead bedroom. It was totally dead for 6 months before I filed for divorce. It was on life support ICU for 5-6 years before that. We both wanted to be younger parents, and both wanted 2 kids. We conceived our daughter almost immediately after getting married. When she was 6 months old, we started trying to have the second child. It never happened. After 3 years, we started seeing fertility specialists and found out we both have pretty serious reproductive issues. The doctor told us our daughter was nothing short of a miracle and said it was against all odds that we not only conceived, but carried to term. It was after this that the sex life began to seriously decline. Initially, I thought it was just the pain of finding out and knowing we wouldn't be able to afford the fertility options, and figured it would get better over time. It never did. It only got worse. 5 years ago, I would say we had sex 15 to 20 times that year. In 2023, we had sex 3 times. I have tried everything to improve this, spicing things up, talking, suggested counseling. I more than pull my weight around the house. We both work and work basically the same hours. I'm telling this because the usual stuff I read on Reddit about how the wife does it all is not even close to true. Over time, I have grown more and more resentful. The thing that makes me the most resentful is she knows I have a high libido and just doesn't care. I, on the other hand, know she loves to be rubbed on, massaged, and never took that from her. I probably rub on her 325 times a year. Almost every night I will rub her claves, shins, ankles, and feet. 4 to 5 nights a month I will go big and do neck, shoulder, back, butt, hamstring, quads, shins, calves, ankles, and feet. I noticed that doing the big massages was the best way to get sex, as she was more likely to allow me to do the foreplay things I know work on her if I had already done this prep. I did them more often a few years ago, but now not as much. The success rate was never that great, maybe 20% of the time. But in the last 2 years, we are definitely in the single digits. When we hit the 4 months of absolutely no sex, I decided I wasn't rubbing on her ever again. It only took 3 days for her to notice, and she asked me to. I told her no, and I got angry. I said, "Why should I when you don't give a fuck about what I want?" Obviously, not my finest moment, and huge argument followed. Things got ice cold at home, but I wasn't giving in. I was tired of all of it. A few weeks ago, she told me, "Fine, I will just start seeing a professional masseuse." I said, "Then I will start seeing sex workers." She said that was cheating. I said, "Fine, I won't, but you will not get a massage from anyone else. That is also cheating." She said I was being ridiculous, and I said, "No, it's being touched in an intimate way by another. If I can't have that, neither can you. And I swear to fucking God, if you do, I will file for divorce that day." The following weekend, she went to get her nails done. I know how long it takes for her to get her nails done. She came back almost an hour and a half later than I expected. She didn't say anything, just acted normal. I got on her credit card app on my phone, and sure enough, there was a $95 charge to the goddamn massage person in the same strip mall as the nail place. I lost it, and when I did, so did she. I think we both let out years of frustration on each other. True to my word, though, I called a divorce lawyer on Monday. The only part that upset me was my lawyer said, based on these circumstances, I couldn't list infidelity as the reason for divorce and had to go with irreconcilable differences. Anyway, she has been telling people we are divorcing because she got a massage. Since then, I have had a number of family members, Gawker friends, call me and say I'm an asshole. Some of them, even when I tell them my real reasons, still think I'm an asshole and that my reasons aren't good enough. Personally, I think getting massage when told not to is plenty of reasoning. So am I the asshole here? Personal note, I reread this and I know it comes off angry. But I am angry. Angry at myself for wasting so many years. But I'm also angry because this was just the ultimate fuck you. She just went and did it anyway, and didn't even try to hide it. Literally went to the same place next to the nail salon and used her CC, which I pay, like I wasn't going to see the charge. Update 1. While this is not official by any means at this point, I'll take it as a positive. Soon-to-be ex asked me to meet yesterday to hash out some details of the divorce, and it was actually pretty productive. We agreed on a 50-50 custody arrangement. Basically week there, week here. Becomes 2 weeks during summer break. We each keep our own retirements, splitting the savings 60-40 her favor. Each keep our primary vehicle. I made a huge concession on the house. It was my idea. I want our child to grow up in that house. Ours was a 3-bedroom, with a finished basement and nice yard. I don't want her to live in a pair of 2-bedroom apartments. This is important to me. I'll be paying a housing alimony each month to offset some costs, since my rent and projected utilities, etc., are much lower than the mortgage, utilities, and upkeep. We did agree on some stipulations that would end that. 1. If another adult should moves in, that is a boyfriend, a new husband, my obligation ends immediately. 2. My obligation ends when our daughter moves out or turns 22, whichever comes first. 3. There's a bunch of different scenarios we talked about in terms of splitting the house, if she wishes to sell it. I won't bore with all of that, but basically as long as I continue to make the alimony payment, I'll get 40% at time of sale or a buyout. I'm turning all this over to my lawyer this week, and he will write it up and send it to her lawyer. While she definitely had a "you are beneath me" vibe during our meeting, I'm happy this doesn't look like it will be an ugly divorce as I was very worried it would be. I assume our daughter is the motivating factor for her sudden amicable attitude. Update 2. First thing this morning, wife changed mind, rejecting all the house stuff we talked about. Says she wants to sell and move into something smaller. She is only rejecting the house agreements. Custody agreement is not being rejected, I told my lawyer. Fine, I'm done. Told him here's the offer from my side then. 50-50 custody, 50-50 split of house sale. I'll still go 60-40 on savings. I know some you say this is dumb, unfair, but I have my reasons and they all revolve around our daughter. I'm actually fine with this, not even upset that she wasted 4 hours of our time on Saturday. Just ready to be done. After my initial tirade, I have really come into a good place. It's like I spent years carrying around a backpack of stones and I finally decided to put it down. Personal response to OnlyFans, models. Stop sending me invites and messages. I can jack off on my own just fine for free. I'm not going to pay you. Leave people the fuck alone.